About 4 years ago now, I was working a 9 to 5, and I was commuting from Innisfil to Markham every day. It was about an hour and a half drive with traffic, one way. I was dropping my daughter off at daycare in the morning at about 7:30 in the morning. I wasn't picking her up until 6:30 at night. So I really had major mom guilt about that. I know that she was even trying to call one of the ladies at the daycare. She was trying to call her mom. And that's when I started to really feel like, between the expenses of daycare, the gas to get to and from, and I wasn't really working an 8-hour day, I was working a 12-hour day with commuting. It just really wasn't adding up. It made more sense for me to do nothing than to put out all these expenses to make very, very little. Actually, when I grew up, I was in the beauty industry through my mom. And when I went to school for marketing. So I ended up as an executive assistant in Toronto, and I knew even if I didn't care about the money, I felt so exhausted, I was frustrated, I was definitely depressed. I felt like I just needed to focus on what was gonna make me actually happy, not what was gonna make me money. I didn't even care about that because I really wasn't even making money to begin with all of my expenses. So that's when I started to really dig deep, and I knew I wanted to come back into the beauty industry. Just working with women and making them feel really well. There's definitely a sense of pride in having people come to you because you make them feel good. The minute that they lay down, they're so happy to be here. They wake up after their little lash nap, and they are even happier to see me. So that was my fulfillment. I wanted to get back into that. However, at the time, I didn't do lashes. I only did manicures, pedicures, facials, things like that. And I knew in the industry that these lash extensions were just becoming really big. So I quit my 9 to 5. I really had nothing to lose at that point. And I went and took a lash course in Toronto, and I literally started with a lash course and a vision. I had this little pink briefcase that I went from house to house. I was doing women's lashes on their dining room table. Their husbands would come in and be like, what is happening in here? They're laid out on their dining room table and I'm lashing away. But that's what I had to do because I could not afford a salon. I could not afford to rent a room anywhere. And that's how I started just 4 years ago. But it is such a niche market still. So that's actually how I got into lashes. And year over year, it's just grown and it's grown and it's grown. And a couple of years ago, we started Cosmopolitan Lash and Brow Academy. So it actually started as Canada's Lash and Brow Academy, but we've grown so quickly that we've moved into the US. So we have now since merged. CLABA is now Cosmopolitan, which actually stands for worldly, because we would like to one day be around the globe initially. So when I decided that I was no longer going to do a 9 to 5, that I really needed to make a life change, a soul change to fulfill my own dreams, and I left my 9 to 5, I was so incredibly filled with fear. I think to this date, jumping out of an airplane would be less fearful than what I felt starting my own business. I had nothing and I had to build it from the ground up with nothing. So with that being said, I am now, as I'm teaching other women and I'm watching them come in, and I can feel that they feel the same fear because they have such passion for what they want to do in their life as well as I did, but they just don't know where to start. I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to even listen to my story. Cosmopolitan Lash and Brow Academy honestly is phenomenal, and we're all here to help build not just your technical side, but your business side as well.